Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today in this video we will learn about backend and front-end programming languages. After watching the video, you will get the information about what is front-end development, which are the main front-end development languages, what is the difference between front-end development and web designing, what is backend development, and should we learn front-end or backend development, or should we learn both. But before starting, please subscribe our channel for the videos related to the technology and also press the bell icon for the latest update from our channel. So if you have just started learning web development, you have probably heard a lot of talk about front-end and back-end programming languages. But what exactly do we mean by this? If you are a beginner in the field, it can be hard to know not only which is which, but also what is covered by one or the other. While front-end and back-end development are certainly distinct from one another, they are also like two sides of the same coin. A website's functionality relies on each side communicating and operating effectively with the other as a single unit. Is one more important than the other? Let us see. So let us first talk what is front-end development. The front end of a website is what you see and interact with on your browser, also referred to as a client side. It includes everything the user experiences directly, from text and colors to button, images and navigation menus. Let's say you decide to start a business. You open a garment dog treat bakery and need a professional website to present your company to customers and tell them where you are located. Maybe you will include a few photos of some information about your product. All you need to front-end technologies to build your website. Let us see the three main front-end development languages. These are HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Talking about HTML, so the HTML is the fundamental coding language that creates and organizes web content so that it can be displayed by a browser. CSS is a language that accompanies HTML and defines the style of a website contents, such as layout, color, fonts, etc. JavaScript is a programming language used for more interactive elements like drop-down menu, modal windows and contact forms. Together, these essentially create everything that's visually presented when you visit a web page, whether it's online shopping, reading the news, checking your email, or conducting a Google search. In addition to basic front-end languages, you will come across frameworks like Bootstrap and Angular, as well as JavaScript library like jQuery and CSS extensions. There's a long list of resources like these, which support HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Their purpose is simply to make code more manageable and organized by providing various tools and templates compatible with common coding languages. Now let us see what is the difference between front-end development and web designing. It's important to note that although front-end development deals with the visual and interactive side of a website, it is not the same as web designing. Front-end developers doesn't actually design these front-facing aspects of a website. It is the job of a web designer, or most specifically a user interface designer. The front-end developer takes this design and builds it into something functional using the front-end languages we talked about above. So web designing are connected with design, the look and feel of the website, how it's laid out, and what buttons and touch points the user experiences. Front-end developers are concerned with the functionality, the engineering that transforms the designs into a live interactive website. Now let us talk what the things are going behind the scenes. Just imagine fast forward a few months, your business website look great, and the government dog treat bakery has become incredibly successful. Now customers wants to buy a large quantities of goodies for their furry friends and start asking if they can order online. So you decide to open an online store where people can shop and place orders anytime. This means your site will now have to store information about product, purchase, user profile, credit cards and more. How will you manage this data so you can start delivering threads for all those wagging tails? This is where back-end development comes in. So now we will talk about what is back-end development. So far, what you have is an example of a static website. Its content doesn't really change much. For static sites, all the necessary information that determines what's on the web page is in the front-end code. Static websites are good for showcasing things like business, restaurant, professional profiles, but if you want to turn your site into something that users can interact with you will need to get more in depth with regards to what's going on behind the scene of a website. Here the backend or server side is the portion of the website you don't see. It's responsible for storing and organizing data and ensuring everything on the client side actually works. The backend communicates with the front end, sending and receiving information to be displayed as a web page whenever you fill out a contact form, type in a web address, or make a purchase. Your browser sends a request to the server side, which returns information in the form of front-end code, and the browser can interrupt and display. Server side setup. Your website needs a database to manage all the customer and product information. A database stores website contents in a structure that make it easy to retrieve, organize, edit, and save data. It runs on a remote computer called a server. There are many different databases that are widely used, such as MySQL, SQL Server, and Oracle. Your app will still contain front-end code, but it also has to be built using a program that a database can recognize. Some common backend languages are Ruby, PHP, Java, .NET, and Python. These programming languages often run on a framework that simplify the web development process. With all these parts working together correctly, customers can visit your website and search for the particular kind of snack they want to buy. Perhaps they want to pull up a list of treats made especially for small puppies. When they type it into the search box, the application looks through all the product data stored in the database and returns the appropriate information in the form of front-end code that the browser displays as the user requested list. Now the question arises, should we learn front-end or back-end development, or we should learn both? If you are keen to learn web development but are not sure whether to go down for front-end or back-end route, it's important to consider the day-to-day task of each. If you like the idea of working with visual designs and bringing them into life, creating a first-class user experience, then you will probably enjoy working in the front-end. If you enjoy working with data, figuring out algorithms, and coming up with ways you optimize complex systems, you might prefer to work as a back-end developer. However, the distinction between front-end and back-end is not always so clear-cut. Some developers are proficient in both the front-end and back-end. These are what's known as full-stack developers. So these are some information about the front-end and back-end programming languages. Now you hopefully have a good idea of the differences between the front-end and back-end, and how they work together to create a functional user-friendly website. To learn more about becoming a web developer, discover the kind of skill and qualification you will need here. If you think the video is informational, so please like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you.